Mags, Mags, Mags. More of the nonsense, more of the same, more of the embarrassment. Okay, you remember this? Remember this little incident here with Mags again? I'm writing one of my all-time favorite IPs for a book dropping next year. And I wish so hard I could tell you it's an incredibly unexpected license and they're letting me break and rebuild it. Yes, I trans the beloved character. No backsies. Yeah, bragging online about how, oh, I'm going to trans another character. That's the only thing I can do. That's my entire writing style. And nobody's going to stop me. And anybody who said anything to Mags was just getting trolled so hard. Yeah. So happy to be doing this and so glad to be out there throwing blows like it was absolutely, the best thing ever. Well, that didn't last very long. Marvel and DC writers Mags VISAGGIO and Sean McKeever beg for rent money online while the comic industry collapses. Yep. From bragging to begging in like 2 weeks. That was it. That was your entire thing. You online bragging about how you're going to trans another beloved character, but yet you don't have a cent to survive on. Let's go through this destruction once again. Let's just go through this. It's been a bad year for mainstream Marvel and DC Comics writers. Well, that was 2023 and they're looking much better in 2024. After having a comic shop owner expose how terrible sales are because of poor self-insert writing, yep, now Rebel Moon writer, oh God, Mags VISAGGIO and Spider-Man Loves Mary Jane writer Sean McKeever are begging for money for their rent. They're going to talk about how, Mark Miller and all of this stuff that happened with the comic shop owner and all of this, and what it is Mark Miller had to say, and his statement resulted in Mark Miller taking a lot of heat from the woke cancel pigs in the industry, including Mags VISAGGIO, transgender writer whose real name is Brian, who accused Miller of stealing his work. Oh, what a shocker. Mags VISAGGIO has had a long history of stirring up hate online, intentionally attacking creators like Mark Miller, Sean Gordon Murphy, and others to get attention to his writing career. He continually eggs fans on, including a moment in October where he talked about a pitch to turn Superboy into a trans girl, exemplifying the very self-insert hack writing that has been a massive problem in the comic industry over the last few years. He talked about Connie Kent, aka Skyrocket, wanting to turn Connor Kent into a transgender woman, because that's the kind of garbage that you figure you must do. The virtue signaling drew the attention of Rebel Moon. Look, you know what? I mean, all of this with Zack Snyder and one than the other and all of this nonsense that Zack Snyder have Mags VISAGGIO writing Rebel Moon. I'm not even going to waste my time being anything to do with that at all. Let's just go on. It looked good on the surface for VISAGGIO, but like most Marvel and DC Comics projects, the pay isn't much more than some online clout for working for these IPs. Mags VISAGGIO posted to X explaining his dire financial situation, stating, this is the post here: "We could use some help till our next paycheck, invoice December 7th, following a pretty catastrophic month. Cash App Magdalene VISAGGIO, Venmo Magdalene VISAGGIO." So you went from bragging to begging just like that. Now, I did a video talking about how this comic book editor exposed the fact that a lot of these comic book pros or comic book elites think that they're better than us. You understand me? Like they are so high above us and we're so down there. Like, we're the peasants and all of this. And somebody commented and said to me that, oh yes, they're better than us. They're the elites, and we just need to shut up and take that to the other. Well, here's one of your elites panhandling online for some rent money. And this is not the first time MAGS VISAGGIO has done this. MAGS VISAGGIO has begged for money online like about 2 times before already, if I'm not mistaken. Might be more. You understand me? Begging for money online. Because why? This is what you do. You go online, you attack people, you act like you're so superior. Marvel and DC hiring you to literally destroy these characters, and then 10 seconds later, you're online begging people for a scrap of bread. You're like literal Oliver Twist. Please, sir, can I have some more? Or in this case, please, sir, give me some money. Now, here's the thing. But before that, let me get to the other one. Right, so before I go to Marvel, go to the top. Yes, these corporate properties don't pay well enough to a lot of people. Okay, MAGS VISAGGIO isn't the only one with problems. However, Sean Keever, who used to be a rising star at Marvel and DC Comics, is facing similar problems after he hasn't had much work in comics over the last decade. Right? All of this thing he liked to put up here, all of this stuff he doing. Having worked on all ages projects like Spider-Man Loves Mary Jane, Graffiti, and Sentinel, let me just get to the part where he's on. Like, in November, Sean Keever posted a GoFundMe asking fans to cover his rent for the last few months. This GoFundMe demanded more than $4,000 as he could not get work. Sean Keever also stated he was getting a minimum wage job to keep the lights on. It helped me get through the year. And he organized it and all of this. Now, let me just go back to MAGS and just Sean Keever guy, but I'll stick with MAGS for the moment. Now, I understand that, people could fall on hard times, things are difficult, you got to do what you're going to do, no problem with that. I'm not going to blame anybody and they fall on hard times. But this is not an isolated incident. This literally continuously happens to MAGS VISAGGIO and others. They are not paid any kind of money, anything like that, but they use their clout to go online and bully people, troll people, and then act like, fans are nothing before them and they could do whatever the hell they want. So, I'm going to do something different here. I'm going to do something very different here. I'm going to give MAGS VISAGGIO some actual financial advice. If by some miracle MAGS VISAGGIO happens to see this video, or if Sean Keever happens to see this video, or whoever sees this video, or let's say MAGS sees the video, I'm going to actually provide some financial advice here for you, MAGS. I want you to listen very carefully. Right? First off, get a job. That's the honest to God thing about it, because it might very well be that you're not cut out for comic books. Get an actual job, go out and actually do some work and get paid for what you're doing. That way you could afford to pay your rent, you could afford to live comfortably. Go and get an actual job. Because clearly whatever you're doing over at Marvel and DC is not working and you don't have any money. This is not, like I said again, this is not an isolated incident. This continuously happens. So that's what I'm saying. Get an actual job. That may be the best option you can have, or the best thing you can do. Get a job and you could actually pay your bills and you could actually do something. That's it. Second bit of advice. I want you to listen very, very carefully to this part. This is absolutely important. Listen very carefully. Write actual good stories. Stop the self-insert horseshit. It's not working. Just because you're transgender doesn't mean that needs to be your entire identity. This is something you should understand. Gay is not an identity. Transgender is not an identity. Black is not an identity. White is not an identity. That's just parts of you. Actual identity is actual identity. If you write interesting, compelling stories, you can make money. If you don't know how to do it, go and research the works of some of the greats who did comic books that people actually enjoy, learn from it, and move forward. Now, I know that I'm going to literally hear that easy to say, but there are no money in it now, and comic books are making no kind of money, and things hard. No, that is crap. That is crap. Because if that was the case, Eric July Ripperverse company that he founded last year is now a multi-million-dollar company with just 3 books out. You understand me? Just 3 books. ISOM number 1, ISOM number 2, Alpha Core. The Ripperverse has made something like about $7 or $8 million. That's it. You understand me? And they have more stuff coming out. You have other independent creators making money. All levels of people are hungry for good escapism entertainment. I keep saying, this whole comics and selling nonsense doesn't work because manga is selling like freaking hotcakes. So stop this crap that you're doing and start to actually write good, interesting stories. People will actually buy the books. And then, listen to me very carefully, Max. You need to get some actual financial advice from an actual qualified accountant or financial advisor who could tell you how to do what you have to do. Proper wages that you should be paid, how to manage your money, these kinds of things. That's what you need to do. Nobody has all the information. You could get help to get it done. But I'm telling you, those are my 2 main points of advice for Max. Get an actual job and leave comics behind because clearly you can't do it. Or 2, write good, solid comic books. Write good work and you won't have a problem. Once you do that, you're good to go. And you won't have to be out here panhandling online for somebody to help you pay your rent. This is a constant thing I'm talking about. You see this with other creators like Joe Glass, who loves to jump in and tell everybody his opinion, all kind of thing, and all this other. Every couple months, Joe Glass is literally online begging people for money because, he's literally eating dog food or whatever because he can't pay anything because all he's writing is gay comics and nobody wants to buy it. He hasn't seemed to figure that out. Mags keeps wanting to trans everything under his sun and hasn't figured out, you know what? That doesn't sell. So stop doing this and you actually have a chance of getting some money, getting some work and doing something. Either you leave comic books and get an actual job, or you start to write some good, entertaining, interesting comic books and you make some money. Those are your only 2 options. Because begging online ain't gonna help. So that's it. Mags and Sean Keever, those are really your only 2 options at this point. Get a job, write something good, stop going online and pushing your virtue signaling political ideology that nobody cares about. Do the job that you were hired for, do it well, you won't have this problem. Because like I say, there are independent comic creators who are making boatloads of money. You think if Mags went out there and wrote any kind of independent comic, anybody would ever buy it? No. The only reason these people get any kind of sales on their books is because it's for Marvel and DC. That's it. That is it. Nothing else. So just get a job, Mags, and just stop begging because it's bloody ridiculous. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring your notification bell to be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.
Audio Jungle.